Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. Welcome back to another beginner guide for Outlaw Troopers, where we're going to go through and teach you how to run into the abyss, which is a new type of encounter for Outlaw Troopers. This is basically replacing the robotic encounters, which for most people got a little grindy, got a little slow and repetitive. What they've done is they've gone through and removed that and gave us a new and improved type of game that has everything from crafting to hunting to like a tower style progression, and then even PvP in there, which is an awesome addition to the new season. And hopefully they continue to evolve with this and make this a permanent part of the game. So we're going to go ahead and dive into that, show you how to get started with it, what you're going to need to go ahead and evolve, and what you can get out of it. But before we jump into the video, please take a quick look at this disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Please make sure you do your own research before you jump into any project. Don't take my word for it. Just make sure it's right for your situation. Before we dive into all the details, I'm actually going to have a link to the wiki for this down in the description below, so you can go ahead and walk through each of the details. This actually walks you through each of the different sections of the game if you're more of a visual type of reading person in order to get it. Plus, you can kind of refer to this whenever you need to. But we're going to dive through all the details in this video, really kind of showing you how it all works and how you can really progress through the game itself. All right, let's go ahead and dive into the game itself. A few things I do want to note and a few things that you should be aware of before we actually jump into the Abyss encounter. What you're going to want to do, first of all, this is preseason, so you're going to see that I have a whole bunch of stuff down here. And I'm actually on a brand new account here, so I may not have everything I normally would during my videos, but I wanted to show you from scratch because I've already tried it and walked through it on my other account. So we're just doing it for this purpose of this video. So you'll see it's preseason, you'll see a bunch of stuff at the bottom. The other thing that you're going to want to go ahead and do is make sure you have quits available, because you're going to need robotic keys still. You needed these for the robotic encounters. You're still going to need these for the Into the Abyss. So the way you get robotic keys is you can either get them on the secondary market, or you can get them by running quits in the hacking mission. So those are the two ways that you can go ahead and get those. So now that, assuming that you have those, you have the robotic keys, you have some credits as far as the in-game token, and you are ready to start rolling, what you can go ahead and do is go to encounters. So if you go to encounters, you're going to have two choices now. You're going to have the normal encounters, which we've had for seasons and seasons and seasons, but you're going to see that the robotic encounter has now been removed, and now it's the Into the Abyss counter. Before we dive in there, again, you need the access keys, which are the robotic keys that we used before. The rewards are going to be artifacts and other items that you can go ahead and get in here. The fees aren't going to be the FGL. It's actually going to be the credits. Again, very similar to the robotic encounters. And then the units that we're going to use are going to be different. You're not actually using the quits in this one. You're actually going to be biocrafting different creatures that are going to essentially be your army within here. So if we go ahead and click on it, you're going to see right away when you dive in there. We'll take a look at the dashboard here in a second, but I wanted to show you the different layers of the game. First of all, you have the dashboard, what you're seeing here, which is going to be the prizes at the end of the season rewards. Essentially, you have the ability to go ahead in the arena, battle versus other people's, and depending on what you're ranking as at the end of the season, will depend on the rewards that you get. And they have some very, very nice rewards that you can go ahead and see here. So it's very similar to the seasonal rewards on the normal encounters and reputation. Great rewards that you can see. All right, there are technically 4 different parts to the Abyss. You first of all have the laboratory, and actually before I dive into the laboratory, let me go ahead and mention this. When you first dive into this section of the game, it's going to run you through a very quick tutorial just showing you how to get started within the game. I'm going to go in a lot more detail here, but you'll have that refresher when you go ahead and jump in here for the first time. First section here is laboratories. This is where you're going to go ahead and biocraft the different creatures. As part of the tutorial, it walks you through how to go ahead and claim these first 3. They are free, so you can go ahead and get those. Anything beyond there, you're going to need these genes. These genes can be really earned several different ways. You can get them on the secondary market. You can actually sell them as you earn them. If you own a planet deed, you can go ahead and farm different ones from the planet deeds. You also get them from hunting and really progressing through this part of the game. So there's a number of different ways you can go ahead and get these genes. And once you get the genes, you go ahead and combine them to unlock different creatures and also upgrade your creatures. I'm going to show you how to upgrade the first 3 that you get here. It's actually, before I even get to that, let's go ahead and you can click on any of these and view the details. When you click on the details, you're going to get everything from the damage to the health to the range. The range is going to be important, and the speed. The range is important because there are different types of creatures. There's going to be the tank ones that you're going to want on your front line. There's going to be ranged, and then there's going to be longer ranged ones. So that'll all depend on what type of creature you have, will depend how you set them up on the board, which we'll get to here in a second. So we'll go ahead and show you, in order to upgrade these, you can go ahead and just click on upgrade. It's going to show you the cost. These first 3, they're only going to need artifacts to go ahead and do that or upgrade them, and you get the artifacts by running these hunting missions. So we're going to go ahead and upgrade this. It shows it's complete, and they go all the way up to level 5 as far as the upgrade process goes. Once you get them up to level 5, you're going to go ahead and see that they are maxed out, and you can do that with all of them if you have the artifacts. Again, I'm in preseason, so I have a ton of artifacts to spend. It's going to take a lot longer during the actual season. And as I mentioned, you want to go ahead and take a look at the other ones as far as some of the ones that you can go ahead and unlock. You see the genes here, the different colors. You'll see as part of preseason, you get a bunch of genes to go ahead and get started with, but during the actual season itself, you're going to have to earn those in the ways that I had mentioned earlier. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab the one down here, which is probably the top one. We grabbed him, and we'll go ahead and upgrade him once. As you can see here, I actually cannot upgrade him once, so we'll go ahead and keep him as is. And what we're going to do now is we're actually going to skip these next 2 areas because they'll become important in a few minutes, but we want to go right to the delve. The delve is essentially a tower style, progression style approach to the game, or piece of the game. Instead of going up in a tower, you're actually going down to the depths in the tower. So we go ahead and click on this. This is a PvE area where you can go ahead and do strategy against the computer, or basically the PvE side. As you can see, we'll go ahead and clear ours out. This is what I've already completed depth 1. I'm going to go ahead and compete against depth 2 here, and you want to keep going down because that's going to open up different areas in the arena and the hunting. So we'll go ahead and show you how this works. You can see who you're competing against, their different skills. So we'll go ahead and click on that, and it allows you to go ahead and put in your creatures. You can put up to 5 creatures in here at one time. You can mix and match however you see best. I'm going to go ahead and use him as a tank. Let's just double check the stats on him. He's a longer range one, so we'll actually put him back. Oops, didn't mean to click on that. I'll go ahead and click on there, and you just click on there, and then you drag. You put it there. He's also a little bit longer of a range, and he's a long range. So you can combine. I don't know the exact strategy yet for this as far as where to place them on here. I'm just playing around. Throughout the season, we'll get better ideas which is the best setup for each of these lineups. So in order to run this one, we're going to go ahead and need 20 million credits, which I have down here, and then 10 of those robotic tokens, or robotic keys, sorry. Go ahead and hit start, and what it's going to do is going to run your lineup, and you're going to see it on that side, and it's a turn-based auto battle or game. So you go ahead, you let it run, you can sit back and you can watch it battle. You have the opportunity to go ahead and show your logs, which is going to show here. You can speed it up, slow it down, all the way from 1x to 3x. And then you can go ahead and replay it or close it if you want to go ahead and skip the battle scene itself. You'll see that I'm going to go ahead and win this one actually pretty easily. So once it's complete, you can see the team 1, hit close. It lets you know that you've unlocked depth number 3, so you can go on with depth number 3. And then I can go ahead and use depth number 2 as part of the hunting. So this is going to be a critical thing because it's going to open up the different levels, which the deeper you go, the better the rewards are going to be. Also, the tougher and more expensive it's going to be to actually run them. So as you progress through the game, you're going to go ahead and want to open these up. Once you've opened enough up where you're up to your point in the game as far as your competitive level until you can upgrade some more of your creatures, you want to go ahead and there's 2 other areas. There's hunting, which allows you to go ahead. This is more of a passive style. This kind of replaces the robotic part of it, the robotic encounter part of it, where you want to go ahead and send your quits out on missions to go ahead and earn artifacts. Instead, you're sending your creatures out there, and instead of sitting there and grinding away, they're actually going to go ahead and do it automatically for you, and you just come back and get them. To start off as part of the entry or tutorial of it, you go ahead and you have one that's going to be free, and I think it's only free. Yep, it's only free on depth 1. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and run this one on free for depth 1, and it's going to cost me nothing for this first one. I'm going to get 30 artifacts and 10 reputation from it, and we'll go ahead and send that on a hunt. And a minute from now, you can see down here I have 1 on a hunt and 3 that are idling. If I go ahead and click on another one, it now costs. So you only get the 1 for free. In order to run it again at depth 1, at this short duration one, it's going to cost 1 robotic key and 3 million credits. So it does cost something, and as you continue to go down into the depth, it costs more. Every depth it doubles and doubles and doubles, but it gives you better rewards. The rewards also double. So if you want to go ahead and run it for 120 minutes, you can go ahead and run depth 2, which will give you better results, and you can run each of these individual ones out there on different ones. So I'm going to go ahead and hit this one, send, hit this send, and you're going to see that these are going to take 120 minutes. There is a way to go ahead and reduce that duration. If you have every quit that you have in the game, it gives you a reduction on the time frame that's going to take up to a maximum of 200 quits. If you have 200 quits in there, it's going to go ahead and give you 50% off that time frame. So if I had 200 quits out here, this would be 60 minutes instead of 120 minutes. So it's half the time. As you can see, this first one is complete. You can see it shows it's claimable down here. You just click on that and it gives you your rewards, and you can go ahead and run this one again if you choose to do so. It's just going to cost you this time. So we have those out there, they're running, and I can go ahead and send the last one. And that's how you go ahead and run those, and you earn artifacts, and the artifacts are used for a number of different reasons out there. And it's quick and easy to check when you have guys out that are hunting or they're done or they're idle, so you can go ahead and keep track of all that. And then the last area, and you can actually run this last area while these guys are out hunting, so that they're not blocked off once they're out hunting. You can go to the arena, and this is the PvP style. This is where you get the rate or the ranking that you can use for the dashboard and get the season-ending rewards depending on how well you do and how your strategies are and what level your monsters and creatures are at. So if you go to the arena, you're going to go ahead and click on, you can either do the leaderboard and see what the results are as far as the rewards go, or you can go into fight now. And this is where you're going to automatically be placed against another player. You're going to have the ability to go ahead and receive 100 of the artifacts and 10 of the diamonds. And so you're going to have, and also if you win, you get 3 medals. So you go ahead and line them up. I line them up very similar to how I had them lined up. Actually, no, I had this guy. If you want to just move them around, you go ahead and click on them and you can go ahead and move them around like that. So I have them lined up, and it's going to be automatically or randomly assign me to another player that's in the area there. So if I go ahead and click on this, you can go ahead and run it, and it's going to automatically run. You can see who I'm going against. They have 5 that's out there. So I'm most likely going to lose this just because I only have 4 as part of the tutorial goes. So you have the option to go ahead and sit there and watch myself lose, or I can go ahead and click on close and it automatically battles for you, and it completes it when it's done. So it all depends on what you want to do. So we're going to go ahead and click on close. And as I mentioned, I went ahead and lost just because I didn't have upgraded ones, and I didn't have 5 creatures out there. So to compete better in the arena, you're going to want to have at least 5 of the monsters. You can compete lower levels with 3, but as you get higher and higher in the tiers, you're going to want to go ahead and upgrade your monsters and get as many as possible. So as you see, I lost, but I still got 10 or 100 artifacts and 10 diamonds. If I would have went ahead and won, I would have also got 3 medals to go along with it, and based on the medals that you have will depend on the ranking there. And like I said, you can go ahead and check out the leaderboards. Has some great rewards depending on who's out there. So we'll go ahead and just show you some of those rewards. And let me just actually scroll down here. I'm curious, you can get all the way in the top 50. Top 50 will get you some sort of reward out there. So that's pretty darn nice. But again, we're in preseason, so these are all voided, so they're not actually going to count. So that is Into the Abyss. Please let me know down in the comments below if you have any questions. Any genes that you earn throughout hunting, you can go ahead and sell them on the secondary market. All artifacts can be used for upgrading both your companions and your gear as far as your troopers go, or can be used in here for upgrading your different creatures in the biocrafting. It's a really fun addition to the robotic encounters, which got very grindy. This actually gives you multiple different ways. And now we finally have PvP in the game itself. So also another chance of getting rewards. Please let me know down in the comments below if you have any questions. Also, go ahead and check out the wiki. That'll have a link in the description down below if you want to go ahead and walk through those steps through there. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.